Hey y'all, have you ever tried to manipulate God with your prayers? Or maybe sort of a let's make a deal? Let me give you a couple examples of prayers that I found myself praying, kind of cracking myself up when I actually sit back and think about these prayers. So recently, Sherry and I are on a plane to go see our grandkids. We're sitting there getting ready to take off, and I'm thinking I should pray our traditional prayer of safety. Which is normally something like this, like, Lord, please keep us safe as we fly through the air, right? Help us to land safely, help us have a good trip, that type of thing. But instead of that, I find myself being more manipulative in this case. I'm thinking in my spirit, you know, Lord, there are some people on this plane that aren't saved. For their sake and ours, would you please keep us safe? And then also cracking myself up because I have other prayers very similar to that where I pray things like, you know, Lord, if you would just bless me more, then I could be a bigger blessing to others. And then on a more serious note, sort of a weird prayer that I prayed recently was we received a phone call from a friend who just had a family member in a very serious automobile accident. And in this accident, and the report that we got was this person may not make it through the night. And I just remember wrestling in my spirit around this prayer going, oh man, I don't even know if I want to pray because, you know, what if I pray for a miracle, the miracle doesn't happen, and then I'm just sitting in disappointment, right? But then in my spirit, again, I had this sort of thought because we've been doing this game with my granddaughter where we actually time her to take her medicine, and it becomes a game. So we say, you know, hey, ready, set, go, and you know she's got the medicine gone and no time at all. So in my mind and in my spirit, I prayed this prayer to the Lord, and I said, you know, Lord, with this person so badly injured, going and not knowing if they're even gonna make it through the night, I'm gonna time you to see how long it takes this person to get out of the hospital. And I just felt in my heart at that moment, just the Spirit reassure me that was a good prayer. I didn't get like this thing from God that says I'm going to answer that prayer or there's going to be a miracle, but I just felt like God was happy that I brought the request to Him, that I did sort of make it fun in a way that, you know, He saying that He could show off and see how long it would take Him to get out of the hospital. Now, since that time, and I'm not saying that this was my prayer or anything like that, but it's fun to be able to report to you that that person was out of the hospital in 2 weeks. And so I love seeing when God answers not just my prayer, but there's a whole bunch of people praying for this person and they're well on their way to recovery, and so thankful and grateful to the Lord for that. So if there's one thing that I'm taking away from this Get Real session about prayer, it's that God wants to hear from me. And God wants to hear from you. Whether you're struggling, whether you're upset, whether you need something, whether you just want something, if you're trying to find direction in your life, pray. Get real with God and just let Him know how you're feeling. Let Him know what you're thinking. And so my prayer for you today is that you would pray more about anything and everything, and that you would just throw off all the restrictions about whatever Christianese thing you're supposed to do or say. Just have a good conversation with God about whatever is going on in your life. God bless.